To understand just how truly great Naoya Inoue is, all you need to do is listen to an interview from his former opponent, Paul Butler.
What I like to watch, he's got hand speed, he's got power, he's got good foot movement, good ring IQ. He's got everything, and yeah, when I got in there with him, I didn't expect the presence to be as it was, because in the build up to it, I felt bigger than him. I thought he's tiny. How's he putting these people away? I thought he's tiny. But then when he gets in there, it's a little bit different when you're in there.
Could there still be anyone who doesn't believe that the monster is the best boxer of our time? Then this video is especially for you. Friends, today's video will be dedicated to the best performances of the Japanese phenomenon, Naoya Inoue. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments in 4 words. Now, let's get started. Kohei Kono. From 2012, a magnificent performance. Antonio Nieves. Most people engaging in sports, be it combat sports or otherwise, enjoy watching professionals do the same. But if only die-hard enthusiasts watched boxing, our beloved sport would have died several decades ago. Smart promoters and wealthy businessmen understood this, turning boxing into a spectacle that even those not involved in sports would want to witness. And in which country do they excel at creating such spectacles? It's undoubtedly America. The boxing market was established here a long time ago, entertaining fans as far back as the 1930s. And in our time, the promotional craft in America has reached its peak. Now, if a boxer wants not just to win and claim championship belts, but also to earn huge sums of money, they need to buy a ticket to the USA and make the fickle audience fall in love with them. Why am I saying this? Until 2017, Naoya exclusively competed in his homeland and became a local star in just 5 years. But at some point, it was time to move forward, and the champion, along with his team, ventured to the land of opportunities, where prospect Antonio Nieves awaited him. Before his recent fight, the American had an undefeated record of 17-0, but luck wasn't entirely on his side in the bout against the Russian Nikolai Potapov, as the judges awarded a split decision victory to the latter. That match had a title implication, contesting the secondary WBO belt, but it was too early for Nieves to grieve. Somehow his manager secured a fight for him against the full-fledged WBO champion, Naoya Inoue. This deal turned out to be beneficial for both parties, since a win for Antonio would grant him the belt, while the monster would gain fame and a new audience. Inoue started the fight surprisingly cautiously, working off his jab without even engaging his powerful hand, yet these measures were enough to keep Antonio at bay. It seemed the cocky prospect hadn't expected to face the most dangerous man in this business instead of an ordinary bout. After the break, the champion stopped working as gently, unleashing left hooks and incredibly dangerous body and head uppercuts. Nieves had only 2 options: to run or endure intense damage. The young prospect chose to alternate between the two, occasionally engaging in short exchanges. However, Inoue saw his punches coming from a mile away, easily parrying them without even twitching his head or body. After 2 one-sided rounds, Antonio attempted to change his stance, stepping forward and using his lead hand more actively. While he managed to land a couple of jabs, he received a severe punishment in return. Inoue spared no effort in his strikes, maneuvering between the opponent's lunges, leaving him clueless. It seemed at this moment the American audience began to realize who this Naoya guy was. The 5th and 6th rounds became a personal hell for Nieves. Inoue grew tired of simply dodging punches and ineffectively hitting the sturdy head, thus focusing on the body, and one of his numerous left blows sent Antonio to the canvas.
Inoue has him ready to go to the body. Yep, there it is.
As soon as Antonio felt the cold canvas, he transformed into an Olympic runner, circling the ring while the champion attempted to wreck his liver. In his attempt to escape the wrath of Japanese gods, Nieves absorbed a solid number of brutal punches and decided that preserving his organs was more important after the midpoint of the fight. It's over! Naoya Inoue spectacularly announces himself in American territory. Adrien Hernandez. Japan, undoubtedly a great country, but it has always faced certain difficulties with top boxers. The thing is, for the most part, the Japanese are short, slender, yet very resilient people. At first glance, it might seem like these are not bad attributes for a boxer. However, there's an issue. Due to their modest stature, Japanese boxers rarely compete above the featherweight division, which means they constantly have to contend with the kings of the lower weight categories, Filipinos and Mexicans, whose boxing schools are much stronger. It was incredibly tough for the Japanese to compete with these monsters until a few years ago when a boxer emerged who could change the status quo. And as you might have guessed, I'm talking about Naoya. In his first 5 career fights, Inoue tested himself against compatriots and Filipinos, and now it was time to face a tough Mexican guy. Among all representatives of the light flyweight division, the young talent had to deal with the toughest and most dangerous Mexican boxer, Adrien Hernandez. At that time, Big Bang was one of the best boxers in the category, evidenced by his WBC title and 4 defenses, boasting an overall record of 29-2. And this was the monster that the 21-year-old Japanese lad, with only 5 fights behind him, had to face. Inoue was undisturbed by the experience difference and disrespectfully took the center of the ring, immediately launching maximum force and heavy straight punches across all levels. Hernandez wasn't prepared for such a dense barrage, causing him to retreat, leaving himself even more exposed. After 3 minutes of this onslaught, Adrien had to adjust his style. Yet he didn't attempt to adapt and continued recklessly attacking Inoue. All the champion could offer were ineffective body shots and clumsy double punches, to which he received immediate responses. Against his backdrop, the monster looked like the perfect boxer. He maintained his distance, moved lightning fast, angled his movements, countered the opponent with a left hook, and effortlessly doubled up punches when necessary, inflicting huge damage. Even the renowned body punches, almost genetically encoded in Mexican boxers, came out far superior and more powerful in Inoue's hands, including the straight to the liver. By the end of the 4th round, Adrien seemed to devise a plan, getting into close range and exchanging whatever he could. Inoue needed just one of these exchanges to develop his strategy. Now, with every close encounter, the Japanese fighter powered up for uppercuts, countered with his forearm, then landed his straight right. Employing this tactic, a boxer with a delicate jaw could easily be knocked out. But the monster astonishingly absorbed the blows and consistently won these exchanges. By the 6th round, the pace began to decline as both boxers were exhausted from the previous minutes. But Hernandez had absorbed too many hits, which led to his downfall. During one of the exchanges, Inoue harshly rocked him and then pierced him with a straight right. The champion went down on his knees, and the referee, looking at him, understood that was enough. Naoya Inoue, for the first time in his career, claimed a belt from one of the major organizations. It was an extremely grueling, hard-fought, but unbelievably beautiful victory for the young genius. And that's it. Like the video? Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more exciting content ahead. Which of these bouts featuring Inoue do you find the most spectacular? Can Naoya ever become an undisputed champion in the 3rd weight category? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments.